From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. They'll start on the ground here on first down. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Play action, now it's Tua. Sliding out of the pocket. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Tua. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Echols. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing. But to give them this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position. And to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Now a play fake. Rodgers rolling to his right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Jalen Phillips.
Well, they certainly took too long to set up play action. And that gave the pass rush time to get home for its first sack of the game. For their sake, they may start to think about the quick game and leave play action alone for a little while.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. On play action, Rodgers. On the move to his left. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete.
Nice job escaping the pocket. And boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They trail 3-0 after the INT last time led to a field goal, but now another fresh start here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out and in a hurry.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Rodgers going to throw. Steps away to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Forced out to his left. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Dolphins celebrate their goal line stand. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Back to throw. Open man is Higgins. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him, 15 big yards.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First catch there for Hill, and he's got a 1st down.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route. So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
3-0 after one on EA Sports. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Oftentimes, when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. 2nd and 11. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Berrios now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just...
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. His third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On second down, a run with Hall. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. Now he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Hall on a give up the middle. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The Jets are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The Jets on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Rodgers. He dumps this one off here to Hall. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handing it to the fullback, right? As we evolved, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a 1st down.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Rodgers to throw. And check down, complete to Hall. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a 1st down.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 2nd and a couple. Back to the ground with Hall. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. Completes it to Hardman. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Straight ahead is Hall. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Now, we all know that an offensive coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
Let's go, B, let's go. Hey, let's get there. Shoot, watch the shoot.
To throw is Rodgers. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. First and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on second and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
Mike, 55. Check 55, Mike.
Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Rodgers now on third and goal. Buying time to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get sixes instead of threes.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. So his struggles just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know what they've always said? I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Crossing route incomplete. He's got Pitts. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards to pick up there.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. On first down, Rodgers. Caught. It's Wilson. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these 2 teams. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Rodgers. Caught by Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. But just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I would think as a play call, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. He completes it to Jones. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
On play action, now Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. On play action, it's Rodgers. This pass complete, out wide to Pitts. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A well-executed 22-yard gain. And again, it's Rodgers. Right back to Pitts again. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Now Rodgers. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Bradley Chubb able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game,
He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said,
and this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Julio Jones, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Here's a give to Hall. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Throwing is Rodgers. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall from a yard out. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Barrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Looking to throw. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And they'll work this down inside the 30. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw again. And that will be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. 89 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
56 is Mike. 56 is Mike. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
He'll look to throw. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's third down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Ready. Black 40.
They'll try and run for it. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. He needed less than a foot. He didn't get a whole lot more than that, but he did get the first down.
Well, he and his offensive line created enough push where if he was able to just fall forward as he was able to there, that would pick up the first down. As you noted, didn't need a whole lot, didn't get much more than that.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. John Franklin Myers busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Steps away, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
A rough play there for the first-year quarterback, and that's a skill he'll pick up as he gains more experience in the NFL. Recognizing situations where he might have to take the sack and finding a way to minimize the lost yardage in those situations. But for now, a big loss is the result of this one.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Touchdown, Dolphins! Devontae Smith, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Yeah, let's give some credit to this rookie because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there. A well-executed series helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
They'll look to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Ball again on 2nd down. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
The Jets on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, 626. 53, check 53. Hey, what's the ball?
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot.
Mike, 53, Mike.
They'll give to Hall. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. And in this situation with a lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff. They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Throwing now is Rodgers. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Mecole Hardman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead is now 24. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Berrios now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
And my goodness, another interception. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to take possession.